Hello, Las Vegas, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Golf at the Park, Angel Park's weekly interview show. You know all the deals, so we're going to jump right into it. Our guest today is Jeff Kawana. Jeff has been bringing the same golf group to Angel Park for almost 18 years, so he's our first kind of regular out-of-town customer and guest. And we're going to get to the group in a little bit. But what we're going to start with, Jeff, is, well, Jeff, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Really
Nice
appreciate it. And let's just start at the beginning. What age were you introduced to the game, and how did your golf journey start?
So I started probably back in the early 70s. Worked for my uncle at a nursery. And we would work and have dinner. And then afterwards, we'd go to the driving range. And then he'd buy... he had lessons, and then he gave me a set of balls, and I'd go hit balls on the side. And again, I didn't have a teacher. I just went out there to spend some time. And
About how old were you?
13.
Oh, okay, 13.
Yeah. So
you didn't have a teacher. You were just out there kind of whacking balls.
Oh,
How'd
yeah.
you get clubs?
So that happened probably about 4 years later, and those became the Wilson 1969 staffs, the Dynapower with the little red dot on it.
Fun.
And, of course, they're blades.
Yeah,
so,
back then.
But I didn't know any better. And then my uncle got pings, which are more forgivable. So that was kind of unique. So I was playing with these Wilson staff, and
Hard to hit.
very hard.
So when did you start really practicing or starting to fall in love with the game? Because it sounds like it's fairly recreational at this point.
Absolutely. And it became recreational all the way through. But then I picked up, I went to Santa Monica College, and I took golf lessons there.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, and then we just had a 9-iron on the football field, and that's what we started practicing. And that's the only thing I really knew, and I got really good at
So
it.
it wasn't a driving range. You learned on the Santa Monica football
Field, yes, on a 100-yard football field, and we'd go from one end zone to the other end zone and hit balls. And
That's great. So you're doing that, and now I'm guessing after you get out of college, you start a career. Let's talk a little bit about that, and then how you get into golf recreationally.
Yeah, so I got hired in at Boeing when I was 23, or actually Rockwell when I was 23. And then, of course, Boeing bought us out in 1999. Then I had a career of 35 years with aerospace. So, but anyways, I joined, at that time, they used to have golf clubs. And so I started playing golf with the, Rockwell club and then the Boeing clubs.
So they had a group of guys just from inside the company.
Correct. And then once I got into Boeing, then Boeing had tournaments in Arizona. And so we would go against other aerospace companies. So I represented Boeing at that
And
time.
you'd meet in Scottsdale?
Scottsdale,
Yeah.
exactly. So Motorola was there, TRW, all the big companies, and I was one of them that represented Boeing at that time.
Oh, wow.
So it
That's
was about 16 of us that went.
So you're getting into playing. Are you watching the game yet? Have you become a fan of?
Oh, no, totally. So I've been watching the game. I've gone to Riviera probably for 30 years.
Oh, so you've
to
been
watch.
following the tour for a long time.
Oh, yeah, the Nissan Open on up, and, it's Genesis now, but yeah, all the way up and saw everybody. And Freddie Couples was one of my favorite.
We get that a lot.
Yeah, so growing up, and of course Tiger, and the real good one was Carl Schwartzel. Okay, so Golf Week had this free contest, and you had to pick. There was groups of 10 people, and or maybe it was 8, and you had to select it, and whoever had the biggest under, right, from each group. So just one morning I was watching European Tour the week before the Masters, and I saw Carl Schwartzel doing really well on the European Tour. So I said, what the heck? So he was in the same bracket as Tiger Woods, so everybody else takes Tiger Woods. I put Carl Schwartzel in there. What the heck?
And you picked the dog. He won.
He won. So needless to say, at a 400,000, I came in second.
Wow.
So I won a computer. I won a fitting at Fujikura. I won a coffee, one of those corrupt coffee makers.
Oh, how
so
cool.
many, yeah. So my daughter ended up getting a computer, and oh man, it was about $3,000 worth of stuff.
So now Charles Schwartzel is your favorite golfer, I'm guessing.
He is. So it's funny because I was one of the events at Riviera, and Sergio and Carl starts walking down the aisle to go hit some balls, and So anyways, I saw him. I grabbed the ball out of my pocket, got a pen. I walked over to Carl, said, I want your autograph. And he turns to me and says, you don't want him? I said, no, I want you. You won me money. So it was a funny situation, you know, and Carl turns to Sergio and goes, that's a first, you know, so it was unique.
That's fun. Let's talk about your nickname and how you got it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, I'm pretty loud and my voice carries. So there's a lot of people that are loud and I always have competition with it. I said, hey, I think you're louder than me. And then all my friends says, there's no one louder than you. So I've had that and, you know, that's my nickname, Vavoom, everywhere.
That's great. And I also hear that you've been dubbed a sandbagger, but you don't agree with this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at 17 right now. And again, I should be way better than that. And I've gone down a little bit, but I'm always aching. I've had 6 knee surgeries and gallbladder taken. I've had so many different things going on. But yeah, everybody says you're the best 16 in the world or 17 in the world. So it's funny.
I love that. Let's talk a little bit about your golf groups. I know that you have more than you just bring here, but let's start with Carson March Madness. And I know you've been coming for about 18 years, a couple years
Correct.
before I started back here, and you've been here with Ben Buck the whole time.
Correct.
I know you guys are close. One of the things that I've never asked, and I'm curious, your group is called Carson March Madness, and you come out every year during the tournament.
Correct.
But your name's not Carson. So how did that start?
So basically, this Carson March Madness started probably 30 years ago. And it's a group of guys that went to Carson High School.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
That makes
so, and my wife, Jill, she went to Carson High. So that's how I got to meet a lot of the boys there. And, but right now, currently, probably 4 or 5 of the guys graduated in 76 like me at Carson. I went to Fairfax. So, but I got to meet the guys. They invited me to play in their tournament, and that was before probably I've been playing with them for about 22 years. So the first 4 years, they've gone to we played Desert Rose, Las Vegas.
But you were always coming to Vegas.
Correct. They've been doing it. And so anyways, we had a situation where they had a guy named Hernandez. His name was Hernandez. That he had a 20 handicap and shot 80, 79, so net 59, 60, won all the money.
Sure.
So next year they chopped him to 17 and, he did the same thing.
Oh,
and
wow.
so, he won all the money. And so the guy that was running it, I told him, I said, this isn't right. And so then he told me, then you take it over. And that's when 18 years ago, I decided, okay, I'm going to take it over. Then I came over and met Ben Buck. He was probably 23 years old at the time. And you had the same office as Ben.
That's right.
So I used to see you always in there.
Office is an interesting word for it. It used to be a storage closet behind the bathrooms.
Okay.
And they cut a door in it for us.
Okay.
So that office was actually a closet. But yeah, that we shared that office for a long time.
Yeah, so I've known you a long time too, because I would always come in there. And
so I didn't know that it was a high school reunion group. That's so fun. You guys do it every year and get together.
That's correct.
How's the format? How do you guys, because you guys play multiple days.
Right. So basically we have an A flight and a B flight. Usually A flight's 11 and under, and B flight goes 12 to 20 before. So now we've kind of upped it to 24. But, and then we keep them separate. CPs are separate, A, B flight. But the money-wise, this is what the unique part about this group is. You win a day, and ours is all cash. So, a sandbagger can walk off of there with $800. I don't want that. So What we do is, if you win the first day, you could lose 5 strokes off your handicap. And then second place 4, 3,
Oh, so you
2.
that makes sense.
After one day, you're going to get chopped.
We used to do that in the OB Sport Pro Scratch. The end of night 1, they ding you points.
So before the last 15 years, I used to do it myself. So, and if anybody complained what I was doing, they'd start losing more strokes. So everybody was pretty quiet about it. And it worked really, it was great. And so, but someone new coming into the group, we chop them 7 strokes, but they didn't realize what the process was. So it was really hard for them to understand. And he goes, I'm a 20 handicap and you're going to chop me to 13. But we've all been chopped, throughout the years. So, and we put in the money and the time. And so I told him, you know what, this is the way it is. You know, I'm sorry. And then once they understand the process, then they know why they got chopped 7 strokes. So,
Yeah.
so this last one, I'll just tell you a scenario. This last week,
how'd this
so
last week go?
Thursday, which is crazy, and we had 31 players, one of the largest. We usually have 28 to 24.
What a great
It's growing.
turnout for a high school reunion.
Yeah. So, but anyways, well, we got kids involved now, so it's been going for a long time. So, anyways, the first day I came in 5th, and I lost 4 strokes off my handicap. 5th place. So, you know, I went from 14 to a 10. And so then second day I shoot something, you know, 86 or whatever it was, and I came in 3rd place. And then I lost 5 strokes. So I went from a 14. So next year I'm playing to a 5.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So that's just, but because I'm like the commissioner, I do have another partner, Mio, that helps me. But, yeah, I more so get judo chop more, you know, just because it's me. So
I'm curious about some stories from this group, especially Angel Park stories. You guys have been coming here for so long. When you guys get together, what are some of the stories you find yourself retelling about memories? Do you guys have some fun ones?
Oh, yeah. You know, so, you know, the best thing about here is you got Peggy, you know, in the bar.
Shout out Peggy Hunt.
I'm telling
our
you,
favorite. She's won Employee of the Year at Angel Park for, 4 or 5 times. And she's been here since, I want to say, 91. So, and Peggy will watch this. So that's really sweet. She's the best.
She is by far the best. And anyways, then including the guys that check us in, Josh, Jimmy, you know, Kareem, all wonderful guys. They always take care. And then I have Andrew and his entourage that help us on the golf carts.
Downstairs.
Yes, and then including the waitresses, you know. So, and the other thing, you know what I do, too, is I give.
Oh, yeah, this is great.
So we'll come to that in a little bit. As a matter of fact, I have a ticket for Jed, but we'll come to that. So always our tournament is usually it's the 64 teams. We come the first week of March Madness. So that's what we call it, the Carson March Madness. We always come the time at 64. But this year, the rooms went up to $500 a night. So we decided, hey, we got to push this thing out. So that's what we came last week.
Weekend,
so the Final Four week, which is kind of boring basketball-wise because our guys do like to gamble. And but, you know, it worked out, and they kind of like it. But we're thinking of coming maybe 1 week earlier to the
Sweet 16 and
Sweet
Elite
16
is a great week.
Yeah, so they start on Thursday, Friday, and I think we're going to start moving our tournament from Thursday, Friday, and so the guys can go back on Saturday. And the unique thing about this group is there's a lot of partiers, and they like to drink. So when we go into with Rich in the back room,
the back room, the door.
And we are loud. But, you know, our bill is, you know, probably first day is close to $1,000. And that's not food. So that's a lot of drinking in there. And the second day is probably between 500, 600, 700. So we give, you know, alcohol-wise, plenty because we're not eating that much. So
well, I know you're Ben's favorite group. He actually called me a month ago, and he said, hey, we got to have Jeff on. And I said, that's perfect. So that's how this started.
Yeah, thank you.
So that's really fun. I know that you are involved in a lot of other golf things, though. So let's talk about some of the other groups and events that you've been involved with.
Yeah, so I have this Tiger Youth Club. It's going to be May 8th this year. We sell out every year. It's 124 golfers. And we would do more, but the course only has that many carts. So we have to keep it within 120 to 124.
And in a way, that helps it move just a little faster.
Absolutely. We finish in about 5 hours, which is good. And we start in the morning. We serve, I make 70 Bloody Marys.
Wow.
On the course. Yeah, or before we start. And then I have a good friend of mine, Derek's family. We call them Whoop Whoop. They make the burritos. And then lunch, we do Giuliano's submarine sandwiches. And then dinner is prime rib.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's, you know.
And then you guys raise money for?
Yes, for the Tiger Youth Club that I played when I was 8 years old, which is, almost 60 years ago. And started basketball, played baseball, and then graduated. Then I got the first scholarship from the Tigers back in '76 for scholarships, but now it's been going on for 45 years, the scholarship. So that 10,000 I raised from golf helps with the scholarships.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. And then the Tigers, after a while, maybe 20 years, they named a scholarship after my mom. So one of the scholarships after my
How
mom.
touching.
Yeah.
That's
so,
great. I love that. What about golf clubs? Do you have a particular set you like now or that you need to play? Or
No, I do play, and there's a Wildcat group. I'm lucky to get out there They play on Wednesdays, and I belong to a West Side group, and where I keep my handicap there, and I rarely play with them, but that's a different group. And then I have a Hawaii group that we go and play 4 rounds in the Kona area, Mauna Kea,
beautiful.
Hapuna, and Waikoloa.
Do you do that once a year too?
Yes, that's in November, and great bunch of guys over there. And then, and then we have groups that we do like a Palm Desert or a Palm Springs trip. Another different group we do like September time frame. So and then I have different. And then I have this big old group tournament. It's a scramble. We've been doing it. These are from college guys, and I was the first one to really play golf. Yeah, I play golf. I wasn't good at it, but then all the guys took on it once they saw me playing. Now we play, and then we have a tournament. But I think it's been 35 years we've been doing this tournament.
Wow.
So that's another group we do in October, and it's.
So how long have you been playing golf?
So
50 years?
Yeah, close to 50 years. Yeah.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
What are some of your? Do you have any of like a least favorite thing about golf, or something you would change?
Just speed of play, and everybody knows because
Speed of play comes up a lot.
and that's hard for me because I'm like a Tasmanian devil. I'm always on the move, bouncing off walls, and speed of play is the one that's just a pet peeve of mine.
Yep.
I just don't like it, and the guys know it. I always have to announce it, guys. Please stay up, and the whole thing, especially when you run a tournament, and plus when Ben, lets us start off early first. In March Madness, you guys are all packed up, backed up, and people are paying high dollar. I don't want our group to be a cause where they come back to Jed or you or the GM and says, hey, that was too slow.
Right, and that's so conscientious and really, really cool. Now the easy question, what are some of your favorite things about golf?
Favorite? I just get and see my friends. My wife is
social aspect.
absolutely, yeah, and I think that's the best part. And I think I have different groups in different areas, and I don't get to see everybody all the time. But it seems like the golf course is where I get to see them, so that's kind of nice.
Let's talk about. Let's go back to professional golf. Do you have any thoughts on LIV and the PGA Tour?
Again, I always put myself in situations that, hey, what if that happened to me? And someone offered me that money, I would have been gone,
Sure.
And that's just my opinion, and everybody's going to have their own opinion. But I think I would have taken the money and go. And you know what? My family's going to be happy. I get to spend more time with the family, other things. And, there's the Masters and, PGA and the U.S. Open and the British. Yeah, that hurts. But you know what? At this point, you don't know. They may still get to play it, but no, I would have jumped in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And,
do you like any of the changes that LIV's making, trying to make it a team game?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's interesting things in that.
Oh, no, absolutely. I think, I usually play a lot of scramble. Just, again, that's a fun thing. And that's a team thing, That's where, and instead of individual is, I try to I still have fun. I have a great time, but I get a nickname too, Bulldog, because when the money's down there, I start getting a little more serious, and I really don't want to do that. I'm trying to not put that persona out there, but it's there,
right.
And I try to tone it back a little, but it just didn't happen. I try to, peel back, but it just, I just keep going hard, and
we're filming this during Masters Week.
Exactly.
So who do you like this weekend?
So I put my money.
Yep.
I put $100 on Rory, and matter of fact, I have something for you.
Oh yeah, let's get to what we're going to explain here is one of the neat things that Jeff does when he comes every year. He puts down a bunch of individual bets on players. So let's see who I got. I don't have my glasses on. I can't read it.
I think it's Justin Thomas.
I got JT?
Yes.
Yes. So anyway,
Justin Thomas.
He just puts money on individual players, and then he just comes around to all of us employees, and he hands us a ticket. So I now have Justin Thomas this weekend. So that's exciting. But you put all your money on Rory.
Correct. Yeah. Normally I try to get more of a long shot, but it seems like I've been losing a lot of money trying to chase, And
it seems like it's his time. I mean, he definitely is a favorite.
Yeah, and he's got something to prove to the live guys. So I think, hey, we'll give it a shot. And,
fun. Well, thank you so much, Jeff, for coming in and sharing your golf story with us. I think that's going to wrap up the first part, and then we're going to expand into some more things with our second part of the show, which is we call our Par 5, where we ask the same 5 questions to every guest and come up with a bunch of different answers and talk about them. So are you ready to play the Par 5?
I guess.
All right, here we go.
Let's see if I could birdie it or something.
Yeah. Question number 1. What is your favorite golf movie?
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack. It's easy, right?
Yeah. I mean, I watch that movie still to this day, and I'm just laughing. And, it's
Do you
crazy.
have a favorite line?
No, but I just love the gopher,
The gopher's great.
Oh, yeah.
Varmint.
Yes, exactly. And I just love that show.
No, it's a classic. And if they wouldn't have made Caddyshack 2 and tarnished it, right?
Yes, exactly.
Question number 2. What's your favorite club in your bag and why?
Probably my sand wedge.
Yeah,
of all
sand
things.
wedge. Why is that your favorite?
So I have one of those pings that were the square groove back in it's probably 30, 40 years old now. They were illegal at one time. And the S on the bottom of it's gone. Yeah, I've hit it so many times.
So you played a long time?
A long time. So it's probably 30, 40 years of hitting out of the sand. And with that club, I've tried other sand wedges. Didn't work. But that one I can get out. I can get, somewhat close. And I've kept this, here my bag. Other stuff is tailor-made, but I got this old, it's got the little black dot on it, and it's just old.
Sand wedge is a good answer. My favorite question, and probably the hardest to answer, is question number 3. What's your dream foursome? If you could pick any 3 people, alive or dead, to play golf with, who would you pick? And to add on to that, what golf course would you play?
Wow, that's a tough one. Because I'll offend a lot of people here.
Oh, well, let's go.
I just think,
Oh, you're talking about how you have to pick friends.
Yes.
Well, you don't have to pick friends unless that's who you would want it to be with.
Oh, I don't know. Probably Ben.
Yeah.
Because, he's the one that started us with this whole Carson.
I know you guys are close, and
we're like
he's
family.
Involved in the group now, and
right.
I know you guys are each other's favorites.
So
that's an answer that I kind of expected.
Okay, and then Tiger would have probably been. That's
Tiger's
probably one
an
of the.
answer we get a good amount.
And then probably Freddie. I love Freddie.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a great foursome. Where are you taking them to play?
Mauna Kea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us why you love Mauna Kea.
It's just the scenic. It's just the surroundings are great. The course is tough. And I love Mauna Kea, this one.
You've traveled a lot. Let's talk about some of your favorite places you've played golf and favorite courses. I mean, that's your favorite, but do you have any others that you look back on?
I played Pebble.
You got to play Pebble?
Yeah, once. Unfortunately, about a month prior to that, or maybe it was 2 months prior to that, I kind of broke my left elbow.
Kind of broke it? How do you kind of break
I don't
elbow?
know. Some kid pushed me in the street. We were playing basketball, and there was a little boy in front of me, and I didn't want to squash him. I stuck my arm out and went down, so I kind of ripped some ligaments in there. So I was in a cast for 6 weeks, and then when Dr. Friend calls me and goes, "Hey, I got offered to play Pebble. Do you want to go?" And I was going, "Oh my gosh," And I said, "How much?" He goes, "It's free." So I said, "Oh man, I'm there." But then I got this cast, so I had to get this cast off,
taken off,
and the whole arm is weak, and so I have to go play there at
played
Pebble
one-armed.
with one arm. So would it be a funny story? What would have been funny if I did something really bad, which I almost did. Was the first hole? Of course, I ground balled. They introduced you, and then I ground balled it, and the guy says, "You got to hit another one." So I did. Second one went in the right bunker. The third shot, I sculled out of the bunker and, anyways, flew over the fence, hit this house right in the back. And this house had this window that was, and the caddy yells, "No!" And I didn't know what he would meant. And then hit the wall, and the lady was standing on it. And he goes, "You know that window probably costs $150,000.
And you missed the window
by about 2 feet." And man, the next 4 holes at Pebble, I was shaking every time I was hitting the ball
Yeah,
because
that's
when he told me
scary.
that story, oh my gosh, it was tough.
I own a window on the Legacy Golf Course from Legacy Golf Club from when I was in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've broken a window and had to pay for it. I probably didn't pay for it. I'm sure my dad did.
I
So
played
that's
Riviera.
fun. You got to play Riviera?
Yeah, so that was fun, and I played Torrey Pines.
Torrey Pines is a
Yeah,
great golf
so
course.
I got a chance and see. Yeah, but those are probably
Those are fun. Question number 4.
Mm-hmm.
What's your aiming fluid? I know you're a drinker, so do you drink on the course, and what do you drink the most?
yeah. So I've cut way back, but maybe 6.
Let's hear about your raging days.
Oh,
when
okay.
You were going. That's what I wanna
Probably
hear.
12 to 14 beers
Yeah.
on a 18 hole, almost
See,
one.
I love those guys.
And you could talk to all my friends. I get better after every drink.
A lot of players do.
Yeah, and a lot of my friends that don't know me go, "How could you do that?" I don't know. I just have that. And but I've cut way back, probably down to about 6 now, 6, 7, which still is a lot.
Yeah.
But trying to cut back my drinking a little bit.
What are your favorite snacks? Do you have stuff in your bag like food, fruit,
Yeah.
hot dogs? What do you eat on the golf course?
Well, before I make spam musubi, I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
So I've actually treated some of the, people here, to some spam musubi,
Hawaiian,
but nuts, stuff like that,
Bag of
and
nuts, yeah.
maybe chips. Yeah.
Cool. Question number 5.
Mm-hmm.
It's our last question of the show. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for coming on.
Well, thank you.
The last question is where we may not be PG rated any longer, but we'll see. When your anger gets the best out of you, do you have a certain word or phrase that you go to? Because most golfers tend to have something that they say repetitively.
Yeah, most of my friends know what I said probably 10 years ago, but I'm not going to say it. But
Yeah, you
it
told me that
starts
one. Yeah.
starts with an F,
Yeah.
and my guys will laugh about that one. But now I use dog, you dog, so I use that a lot
Yeah.
now. But
I love
yeah.
that.
But-
I love that you have matured to moving it just to dog, because that's going to make it easier for me. Troon, our corporate management company, keeps asking me about this question. They're like, "Are you sure you're not alienating some viewers?" And that's just some behind the scenes truth. We're certainly not trying to do that. And some of these answers have been very clean, and those are some of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
so
So,
that's great.
anyways, I did tell Jed the F word, and he said he would have had to bleep that out. So, I said I think
It wasn't the F bomb, right? which
it
is
wasn't
fun.
the F bomb. It was something else. But
And we decided to
yeah,
self-edit it, which is great.
exactly.
Jeff, thank you so much for coming on. This was fun.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate
Thank you for
it,
having
man.
me.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay,
And
thank you.
you for tuning in. We really appreciate it. And until next time, hit them straight from your friends at Angel Park Golf Club. Cheers.
Thank you.
That's it.
Okay.